API documentation is crucial for developers to understand how to interact with an API and utilize its functionalities effectively. Here's a general outline of how to create API documentation. 1. Introduction. Begin the documentation with an introduction that provides an overview of the API, its purpose, and its key features. 1. Include information about the API's versioning, authentication methods, and any prerequisites or dependencies. 2. Getting started. Provide step-by-step instructions on how to get started with the API. 2. This section should cover the installation process, any required setup or configuration, and how to obtain API keys or access tokens. 3. Endpoints and methods. Document each endpoint available in the API. 3. For each endpoint, specify the URL, HTTP method, GET, post, put, delete, etc., and the purpose of the endpoint. 3. Include information on request parameters, headers, and payloads, as well as response formats and status codes. 4. Authentication and security. Explain the authentication mechanisms supported by the API. 4. Describe how to include authentication credentials in requests, e.g., API keys, OAuth tokens, and any security measures implemented, such as encryption or rate limiting. 5. Request examples. Provide concrete examples of API requests and responses to illustrate how to interact with the API effectively. 5. Include both successful and error scenarios, highlighting the expected response format and relevant error codes, messages. 6. Error handling. Document the various error conditions that can occur when using the API. 6. Explain the error response format, including error codes, error messages, and potential troubleshooting steps. 6. Provide examples of common error scenarios and their resolutions. 7. Rate limiting and usage guidelines. If applicable, describe any rate limits or usage restrictions imposed by the API. 7. Specify the maximum number of requests allowed within a given time frame and explain how to handle rate limit exceeded responses. 8. SDKs and libraries. If the API provides software development kits, SDKs, or client libraries in different programming languages, list and document them. 8. Include installation instructions, code examples, and any specific usage guidelines. 9. FAQs and troubleshooting. Compile a list of frequently asked questions and provide troubleshooting tips for common issues. 9. Address known limitations, workarounds, and best practices to help developers overcome challenges. 10. Versioning and changelog. If the API supports multiple versions, explain the versioning scheme and how to specify the desired version in requests. 10. Additionally, maintain a changelog that lists the changes, additions, and deprecations for each version. 11. Support and contact information. Include contact details or links to support channels where developers can seek assistance or report issues related to the API. 11. This can be email addresses, community forums, or links to dedicated support websites. Remember to structure your documentation in a logical and easily navigable format, such as using headings, subheadings, and clear sections. Providing clear and concise examples, along with relevant screenshots or diagrams, can significantly enhance the comprehensibility of the documentation. Lastly, make sure to keep the documentation up to date as the API evolves, ensuring that developers always have accurate and relevant information available to them.